All right, everybody, welcome aboard Sports Talk Nation. Michael Cohen here with you. Let's recap Week 2. The Jets take care of the Titans. All right, everybody, welcome back. Michael Cohen here with you as we recap the Jets' 24-17 win over the Tennessee Titans on Sunday afternoon. It was not a pretty game at all. It was ugly to watch, but somehow, some way, the Jets come out with the victory. Of course, there were a lot of things to take from this game, positive and negative. We'll get to the negatives in just a moment. Let's just stay in the positive. Obviously, with the Jets getting the win game back to 500, they had to have this game, especially coming off of the bad performance on Monday night against the San Francisco 49ers. The Jets did not want to go into their game against the New England Patriots in 4 days at 0-2, especially the way things are going right now in the AFC East. Consider you have the Buffalo Bills, who took care of the Miami Dolphins in big fashion, 31-10 on Thursday night, this past Thursday night. Buffalo, the way they're playing right now, and you look at the way that division's going, they're in the driver's seat in this division. So the Jets could not afford to drop to 0-2 with the prospect that, hey, look, if you want to win this division, if you want to do anything in the AFC East in 2024, you have to win this game. And this is a stretch of games. The Titans game, the Patriots game, the Broncos game after that, and the Vikings game in London, where the Jets have to win those games to keep pace with what could be a monster game in the middle of October on a Monday night against the Buffalo Bills, but that's for down the road. For right now, they get the win, 24-17. Aaron Rodgers, look, I've seen a few conversations going back and forth with people online about Aaron Rodgers' performance on Sunday. To me, it was a solid performance. I don't want to hear complaining, because we have seen from the Jets' standpoint at the quarterback position, quarterbacks who have been able to complete passes or be accurate or be automatic in clutch situations in a very, very long time. And the numbers the Jets have put up offensively as far as touchdowns are concerned, we haven't seen in a long time either. So Aaron Rodgers, to me, looked really good. Is he the 35-year-old Aaron Rodgers that's going to throw, 50, 60-yard bombs all over the field, find guys wide open like a, Devontae Adams, who's still, of course, in Las Vegas, and a lot of Jet fans want to get him over here. I understand that. And, of course, all those guys he's had in Green Bay over the years, wide open in the middle of the field for touchdowns? No. Not going to happen. Not right now. We might see a couple of those plays down the road at some point during this year. We saw one touchdown last week against the Niners with Lazard. But we're not going to see those big plays that we've gotten used to seeing from Rodgers in Green Bay. Instead, what we saw was smart, accurate football. He put the ball where it needed to be. He got his receivers the ball where they needed to catch it, and that's really mattered. He got everybody involved. He got Braylon Allen involved. He got Mike Williams involved. What a catch by Mike Williams. I mean, look at the way this ball is. He gets him right where it needs to be. The corner, not looking. Mike Williams, one of the best bad ball catchers in football, who can go up and get the football. High points that makes the catch there. The touchdown pass to Breece Hall, phenomenal. Leads his receiver down the sideline and hits him in stride, in tight coverage for the touchdown. Phenomenal job by Aaron Rodgers in this game. I thought he was very good. 176 yards, 2 touchdowns, didn't turn over. Aaron Rodgers gets his first victory as a member of the New York Jets. I thought he had a really good performance. But, of course, the hero of the day was Braylon Allen. Braylon Allen, 2 touchdowns today for the Jets. He had the receiving touchdown that got New York on the board to start this game, and then, of course, had the game-winning run to solidify a Jets victory. The Jets had to get him more involved. Last week, we didn't hear Braylon Allen's name mentioned at all for the Jets, except saying, why isn't Braylon Allen in this game? Why isn't this running back who the Jets drafted, who is, a big, powerful back who can be a bit of a change-up to Breece Hall in this game? Well, today, 33 yards on the ground, 4.7 yards a carry, and also 23 yards in receiving, and, of course, he had the 2 touchdowns. So he had himself a great game, and he is our hero of the game from the Jets' standpoint. So those are a few of the positives. Also, the fact that, hey, look, Will McDonald. We've talked about the defense, and we'll get more into defense and the concerns that I have with this defense in a moment. Will McDonald, Talked about it in training camp. He needs to step up. Can be the guy who can step up and be that edge rusher that the Jets desperately need, especially with the Haason Reddick holdout. 3 sacks. 3 sacks from Will McDonald on Sunday afternoon. That was a huge day for him. And also, let's not forget Irv Charles, who had the blocked punt. That turned out to be a big play early on in this game. So the Jets, when they needed to make plays, made plays. But as I mentioned before, this game was ugly. There was a lot of things that annoyed me in this game because we're sitting here in the first half. The Jets were very lucky to be only down 10-7 at the half. It could have easily been 17-0 Tennessee in this game the way things are going. The Jets are getting outplayed. They had only 93 yards of offense in the first half. They had given up 152 yards on the other side of the ball to Tennessee. Tennessee at one point had 11 first downs to the Jets 1. It was not looking good. And in a way, you can thank Will Levis and his mistakes in this game for helping keep the Jets in this game. The backwards lateral that turned into a fumble. Good play by Quincy Williams to recover it. The interception to Brandon Echols. That would turn out to be huge because that would turn into the Jets turned that into points, the first points of the day in the second quarter as they tied the game at 7. So Will Levis, who at times made some big throws, had a couple of chances to move in and out of the pocket, and the Jets' pass rush at times early in the game was non-existent. Made the big mistakes, the young rookie quarterback mistakes that made last year, and you saw Brian Callahan was getting on him on the sidelines in this one. He was not happy with his young quarterback. And those mistakes really helped bail the Jets out in this game. So my concern right now for the Jets are the defense, again, wasn't that spectacular. They weren't that great. Yes, they got 3. Yes, they got the 3 sacks by Will McDonald. I understand that. Yes, they forced a couple of turnovers. I understand that. But they gave up a lot of chunk plays. A couple of times, Tony Pollard got into the second level. You saw the miscommunication a lot of times. 6 penalties on the Jets in that first half. It was ugly. It wasn't looking good. And I'm thinking to myself, where is the coaching in this first half? Where is Robert Saleh and Jeff Ulbrich to kick some ass in this first half and get this defense figured out? Now, certainly they said something at halftime because the defense came out was a little more aggressive in the second half of that football game, obviously, and played much better. But, man, that first half, it was a tough watch, for sure, for the New York Jets on the defensive side of the ball. Again, a lot of same problems. Poor tackling, not wrapping guys up. How about at the end of the game where Tennessee was down 7 and Levis gets out of a sack on a third down and 4? It would have forced a 4th down situation. The game could have been over right there, but he gets out of a potential sack and runs for a first down, and we had to go through 4 more downs before the game was over. And it only ended on a dropped catch by the Titans right at the goal line. So it was, at times, bend but not break, literally and figuratively, but very frustrating to watch. It doesn't help when the Jets have a lot of injuries either, and I think we have to understand that too. Obviously, with DJ Reed out of this game, he didn't play at all, obviously with his injury. C.J. Mosley, again, banged up for the second straight week, played a little bit, then didn't play at all. He's dealing with injuries the last 2 weeks now. And the biggest injury of the day, of course, going to Jermaine Johnson, and that is a tough loss for the Jets because he was off to a very good start to this year, was getting a lot of pressure on Will Levis. Of all the guys the defense was really struggling early in this game, getting pressure, the one guy who wasn't struggling was Jermaine Johnson early in this game. I know he had the roughing the passer penalty that was questionable, but he was getting pressure on the quarterback in this game. Losing him to an Achilles tendon tear, it hurts. It's going to hurt. And you look at the losses as far as injuries on defense, the players they lost in free agency, like Quentin Jefferson and John Franklin Myers, who obviously was a salary cap casualty, and that with the trade to Denver, obviously Bryce Huff, who signed as a free agent to the Eagles, those being the ones that stand out. We've talked about a lot on this channel throughout the course of the offseason and training camp and now here into the regular season. But when is it going to take now at this point? I'm going to ask this again. What is it going to take now to end this stalemate between Haason Reddick and the Jets? Because now it has to end. Yes, Will McDonald Will McDonald played well. Okay? The Jets won this game, but they need an answer now, more than ever. With Jermaine Johnson now out, the Jets need an answer at defensive end. They need a pass rusher badly. They have one right there that they traded for. Make something happen, Joe Douglas. You got to make something happen now. You got to swallow your pride. I know a lot of people are not going to like hearing this. Got to swallow the pride and make something happen. Get on that phone, and I'm sure the Jets have, and try to make this happen. Thaw the ice and get Haason Reddick into camp. I know he's probably not going to play Thursday. If let's just say, for the sake of argument, he came in tonight and they agreed to a deal. Probably not going to play Thursday. But have him for Week 4 against Denver. Certainly Week 5 when the Jets go to London. They need help at the pass rush position. You cannot go all season with the concerns they have on defense and the issues they have on defense right now without a pass rush. And like I said, they still got Buffalo on that schedule twice. And Pittsburgh's a weird team, but they're on that schedule too. I know they're 2-0. They're a weird team. They're on that schedule as well. You got Seattle on that schedule. You got the Rams on that schedule. You got Jacksonville on that schedule. We know what's coming. Can this defense get better? And they have to get better, and they should get better based on their pedigree. But when you have now the injuries added on top of that, something has got to happen as far as improving this defense, and if it means making a deal with the devil in a way and getting Haason Reddick in here and, making him happy and giving him what he wants in order for the Jets to get what they want, and that's a better defense at the end of the day. So that's where the Jets stand right now. A couple other things here before we get going here. Again, glad the Jets won the game. There are things that can be positive, things can be negative about what happened there on Sunday afternoon. Bottom line, the Jets are 1-1 on the year. They should be 2-1 after the game against New England, and we just keep on rolling through the course of this year. But that was a big win the Jets had. The Giants, they are now 0-2 for the 10th time in the last 12 seasons. Boy, oh boy, it's bad for the Giants right now. It doesn't feel like there's any real hope right now for Big Blue. My goodness. Daniel Jones, it wasn't his fault this week. That's the only positive I can tell you. How about the Giant defense giving up 400 yards of offense to the Washington Commanders? And Jaden Daniels, who's rookie, didn't look like that. 23 completions on 29 attempts. What? Where was the Giant defense in this game? I know they forced 6 field goals, but really? And Brian Robinson, 133 yards on the game, 7.8 yards a carry for the Washington Commanders. Where was the Giant defense in this game? You know you're bad when you can find different ways to lose. Last week it was the offense and Daniel Jones. This week it's the defense for the New York Giants, who are not looking very good and looking more like a team that's going to be picking once again in the top half of the draft come next spring. Not good for the New York Giants. A quick baseball note here, and I have to do an individual, baseball video at some point here in the next day or so. The Mets, they lost 2 out of 3 to the Philadelphia Phillies this weekend. That hurts, obviously. Their playoff, they're trying to find a way to get into the wild card as a third wild card, rather. Battling Atlanta for that final spot. But the big news, the big concern is Francisco Lindor with the back injury. The Mets cannot afford to lose Francisco Lindor for an extended period of time here as we move into the last couple of weeks of the season. He has been the MVP of this team, perhaps even a candidate for MVP of the National League. Boy, that would be a really awful break if the Mets end up losing him coming down the stretch here into the 2024 season. And oh, by the way, the Yankees AA affiliate, the Somerset Patriots, they are in the postseason. They'll be taking on Hartford in the first round. Congratulations to them. Folks, I want to thank you for tuning in, listening. Like and subscribe. Leave your thoughts below. How did you feel about this Jet game and this Jet victory on Sunday against Tennessee? We'll talk to you next time right here on the Sports Talk Nation.